All right, well, it's a few days before the summer update on June 20th, 2022, and the update is called the High Roll, and the maintenance times will be your normal maintenance times that you've come to expect. What? The patch notes are too long and you didn't read? Well, here is a very brief synopsis of the patch notes. First up is the Independence Day celebrations, which are loaded with themed content. Then we have the Lucky 6 campaign with the Tier 7 Destroyer Black and a Tier 5 aircraft carrier Independence. And you get to choose between those, just like the Element of Choice campaign with the Friesland and the Loyang. Pan-European Destroyer Tech Tree line going researchable is next with the Tier 7 Astrologan will be available, and then preparations for the Tier 8 ships are going to be explained here. And then we have balance changes, including semi-armor piercing shells for the Italian cruisers and more. But first, you have to redeem this code right here at this normal Legends Code Redeemer link, and you will get 12 red, white, and blue camos and 1 common container. I will leave links and the code down below. And then we have Independence Day 2022. It's time to celebrate freedom. 4th of July festivities are due with this update, and here's a full list of activities and content waiting for y'all to check out. Free missions with the Tier 3 Premium Battleship South Carolina as a reward, so you want to make sure you check that out in the store. And then we have the Wind Roses again, and this is for only American ships, and they are for the Tier 4 through Legendary American ships, and it's active from July 4th through July 25th. You can get the following one-time bonuses for each first win playing these American ships during this time. Tech Tree ships, Tiers 4 through 6, you get 1 red, white, and blue camo. Tech Tree ships of a Tier 7, you get 1 Summer Big Crate. And then the premium ships, Tiers 4 through 5, you get 2 red, white, and blue camos. A Tier 6 premium ship, you get 2 promotion orders, and a Tier 7 premium American ship, you get 3 promotion orders. Any legendary tier American ship that you play to get the Wind Rose bonus will get 2 Summer Big Crates per ship. And then we have the Liberty Package Platform Bundle. Get it for free in your platform store. So for PlayStation folks, that's the PlayStation Store and the equivalent in Xbox. And then the store discounts for XXL bundles and more. A total of 12 of these bundles apparently over 3 weeks, with destroyer, cruiser, and battleship ones to choose from, not counting a variety of other details. So you want to check into those, especially if you have the doubloons. Each of those bundles, each of the XXL bundles that I've ever seen have all been right around 20,000 doubloons or $80 or so. So it'll be interesting to check those out. And then we have special Broad Stripes and Bright Stars Bureau Project with Star Spangled Freedom skins for the Tier 7 Baltimore and Cleveland as the ultimate reward. And I believe this project has a potential to have a little bit of controversy to it. More rewards await you on the way through these fancy skins, including Stars and Stripes permanent camouflages for a set of Tech Tree destroyers. And then they're going to have a new theme port, which will be the Philippines, and they claim it's looking good, and I guess we're going to have to just see about that. And the campaign is called Lucky 6. It's 100 milestones over 5 weeks with 2 ships to choose from. And this time you're going to have to choose between the U.S. Navy Tier 7 Premium Destroyer Black and a Tier 5 Premium Aircraft Carrier Independence upon finishing the campaign with active Admiralty backing. And the second ship can be acquired for doubloons if you're up for a challenge. There's also a weekly set of hard mode assignments. So this is almost exactly like Element of Choice, where you could choose between the Friesland and the Loyang. Whichever ship you did not choose at that time during the Element of Choice campaign, you had an option to buy the other ship, but it seemed like it was a significant amount of doubloons. So it'll be interesting to see what the doubloons amount is here. I assume it will be explained down below. Black represents a classic American Fletcher-class destroyer, but there's a twist in the form of radar, making her one of the best prepared scouts at her tier. She's also a rapid shell slinger with quick traversing main guns that sacrifices some, but not all of the torpedo's abilities, all for gunnery. Her large HP pool, overall maneuverability, speed, and powerful AA suite do a good job of offsetting that blemish, however. Keep in mind the high arcing trajectory of her shells, characteristic of American guns, before going full ahead into battle. And maybe you want to play from behind cover like a cruiser, and especially with those high arcing shells, that would definitely come in handy there. And the Independence was built from a Cleveland-class cruiser 2B hull and offers quite a traditional American aircraft carrier experience with a premium bonus, solid mobility, and squadrons that will allow you to take multiple approaches before having to get more planes airborne. The aircraft restore promptly, and your main concerns are evading AA barrages and not letting the opposing forces find your ship, which has no defenses of her own. And this sounds like the aircraft will restore pretty quickly. Maybe you don't have to pre-drop, which is you release a couple attacks from each squadron so they all don't get wiped out in the first bombing or torpedo run. And the big thing here might be the lack of defenses, where the ship may not have AA of its own or a secondary, which would be definitely interesting. I would think all ships would have some form of AA or secondary. So let's proceed to the prizes. The rewards you can get without Admiralty backing are 40 common boosters, 12 each of the Type 1, Type 2, and 3 camouflages, 8 red, white, and blue camos, 262,500 Commander XP, 900,000 credits, 8,000 global XP, 14 promotion orders, an insignia, a commendation, 8 days premium account, 2 summer big crates, an American Commander crate, a patch background, 2 patch symbols, and 2 commemorative flags. And the value of those rewards, they say, is 15,585 doubloons, or a little over $60. And these are the additional rewards you can get with the Admiralty backing of 2,500 doubloons or $10. You'll get 40 more rare boosters, 20 each of the Type 1, Type 2, and 3 camos, 24 additional red, white, and blue camos, 137,500 Commander XP, 2,850,000 credits, 27,500 global XP, 26 more promotion orders, 3 more insignias and commendations, 750 doubloons or $3, 7 summer big crates, and the American Tier 7 Premium Destroyer Black or Premium Aircraft Carrier Independence. The ship you do not choose as a reward will be obtainable for 10,000 doubloons. So it's only $40 and basically the cost of a Tier 5 premium ship. Maybe they're expecting everybody's going to get the black. All right, anyway, the value of those rewards with Admiralty backing is 67,690 doubloons. 10,000 doubloons equals $40, and that is over $240 worth of items right there. And the campaign includes 100 milestones if you wish to get everything right away, which is including one of those ships. It'll require 27,250 doubloons, or right around $110. Full breakdown of the campaign missions will be available on Monday, June 20 as a standalone blog post. All right, so the special Bureau project, and it is the Broad Stripes and Bright Stars time-limited project with reward, and will reward you with gorgeous skins for the Tier 7 cruisers Baltimore and Cleveland as the final prizes, along with some more themed content on the way to those prizes, namely Stars and Stripes permanent camos. Make sure to finish it by July 25th, and that is important. And here, this is where the controversy is going to come in. Words are important. This project will not get deprecated. Instead, it will be removed from the Bureau altogether, and that is after July 25th. So any progress you've made the project will simply go away and you will not be able to complete the project. Make sure you get the South Carolina as early as you can for boosting the project, and keep in mind that the U.S. Black and Independence can also significantly speed up your progress. By our estimations, if you get South Carolina as soon as she's available and have proper patrons and researchable ships, you'll get all the segments but the very last. And I'm not sure what they mean by the very last. Okay, so I think what they're really saying is you want to get that South Carolina as quick as possible, activated in the project on day one, and any of the ships that you could add as researchable ships within the project. The Black is probably going to be one. The Independence will be one. There might be one other one in there as well, or two. It just depends. We'll have to see on Monday what that is. But I think they're trying to get people to buy the Black a little bit early and the Independence to get some of these really cool skins. So I think that could end up being a bit of a controversy. We will have to see how it shakes out. Maybe people don't care about these camos. That's really all that you're getting, is a bunch of camos. And then the question is, will those Stars and Stripes permanent camos, which will be available for the other, I think it's destroyers in the American ship tree, will those be grade 1 or will they be grade 4? If they're grade 1, that's not such of a deal. If they're grade 4, that's kind of a big deal right there. So that makes it a little bit more valuable. It just depends on what these camos actually are. I'm assuming the Broad Stripes and Bright Stars time limited camos for the Cleveland and Baltimore will be grade 4. All right, then we're on to the Pan-European fleet, and it's here for good. The arrival of the Tier 7 Astrologan marks the new Pan-European destroyer line going fully researchable, and the branch boasts fast torpedoes along with solid artillery outfits. And try it today. When acquiring ships of the branch, you'll also get the base commander for European ships, Konrad Hilfrich, providing that you do not have him already. And Janko Jukovic is the Pan-European commander for battleships and is also joining the roster. What ship is he going to helm? Well, we're going to find that out here in a second. And there's also one more new option to get Pan-European commanders. Special crates that drop them are debuting with this update, and more information on the branch will be available in a blog post right here. And then the Tier 8 arrival preparations. So, as you probably heard by now, they're going to introduce a new ship tier to Legends in the near future, and by that they mean the next update. So that could be within a month, 5 weeks. To prepare for the debut of the new Mighty Legends, make sure to fight through special daily missions at Tier 7 Tech Tree ships. So, as I mentioned in my Tier 8 speculation video, I'll leave a link below. The amount of XP that you're going to need from a Tier 7 ship to go up to Tier 8 will probably be around 100,000 XP or so. And here they're going to allow you, or make it easier for you, to gain XP a little bit more quicker if you play the Tier 7 ships. You probably could always boost through that by burning up some global XP, but a lot of people don't like to do that. In any event, these missions will reward a solid amount of additional XP and help prepare your Tier 7 ships for a quicker voyage toward the new step, and that's what I was referring to. The first batch will cover 4 nations, and you'll find out which ones when you see the mission requirements, and they will reveal more details about the ships as they get closer to the release. Additionally, the tech tree has been significantly overhauled and it has received some interface improvements. And the premium tab has been removed for the foreseeable future because it brought more confusion than order. And I thought that there were a few ships available in that premium tab on a normal ship tree, and I'll show the tab right here that you could get through this tab that wasn't available in the store. Might have been wrong about that. In any way, this tab is going, so your only option for ships will probably be somewhere in the store. We're also introducing some economic changes for higher tier ships with this update, and it is as follows. And this is the ship service fees. The cost of entering a battle reduced from $101,250 to 91,125 credits for Tier 6 researchable ships. Cost of entering battle for a Tier 7 researchable ship is going to go down to 122,400 credits. And then for premium ships, it's going to go down to 95,000 credits. I believe that's Tier 7 premium ships. And a credit bonus for Tier 7 premium ships is increased from 15% up to 55%, and that is going to be a huge increase. You'll probably see many more people playing Tier 7 premium ships. And Tier 7 earnings change is perhaps the most fundamental one after the new tier itself. These tweaks will effectively make both Tier 6 and 7 money makers with more opportunities to grind the bank. Legendary economics, on the other hand, will be kept as they are. They don't want to fluctuate them either up or down, and they'll fine-tune the numbers at a later time if necessary. All right, the new ships of the update is the American Tier 3 Premium Battleship South Carolina, which was the first U.S. Navy dreadnought battleship with 8 12-inch guns. She was slow and steady, and she was perhaps the most powerful main battery arrangements of the tier, but this is coupled with a top speed that leaves a lot to be desired, and that is about the same as with all of the American battleships, minus the Massachusetts and probably the Iowa, and I'm guessing the Missouri. Let's just say that there won't be much maneuvering with this beauty. Well, anyone playing American battleships will be used to that. She's obtainable with her dedicated flag through a free mission that's available for completion from June 24 through July 25th. So pick it up in the store between June 24 and July 18, and make sure to read more about her and her American peers, Black and Independents, in the upcoming Through the Spyglass article. And then the Pan-European Tier 4 premium battleship Viribus Unitas, and it's the first and only Pan-European battleship, at least at the moment, and she boasts a 12-gun broadside and a new commander, which is Janko Jukovic, and he is obtainable in the store for 900,000 Commander XP or from the all-new Pan-European Commander crates. Interestingly, Mr. Jukovic was the last actual commander of the ship when she was given to the state of Slovenia, Croats, and Serbs in 1918. And the thing about acquiring the new commander is if you have all the commanders already and you receive a random commander crate, you will probably get Janko Jukovic. So I would not suggest blowing 900,000 Commander XP immediately to get that commander. I would wait a little bit, and the first crate that you open, you'll probably get him if you have all the other commanders. That's only if you have all the other commanders. If you don't have all the other commanders, you want to buy them outright, and you can, that would be a great idea right there. And then we have balance changes, and the first thing up is the concealment module, and it's now available for battleships from Tier 6 through Legendary Tier. And while I sort of not been that big on the concealment module for cruisers and battleships, the one thing that a concealment module does give you is incoming fire dispersion improvement, which is a big plus. So it will almost double what the incoming dispersion is of a fully maxed out grade 4 camo. So concealment module is probably a good thing to consider. And then the one U.S. ship here for the balance changes is the Premium Destroyer Kid, and the Kid lacks some mojo, but her performance was just fine. But they believe that she could be helped with a AA boost here, so they've added the AA booster on the 4th slot right here. And interestingly, a few months ago, I got a Clear Sky medal with the Kid, so I thought the Kid was pretty good in the AA department, but here you go, you've got an AA consumable for the Kid anyway. And then the Japanese changes here for the balance changes is the Tier 6 battleship Nagato, which was the frequent subject of battle performance feedback. She does tend to suffer from the highest highs and lowest lows, and they've upgraded the main battery reload time down to 29 seconds. Anything in green here is a buff, anything in red is a nerf, and they maxed out the armor-piercing shell damage up to 12,600. Then we have the premium cruiser Azuma, which was always trailing behind. You did hear about this quite often, and they basically gave her a big time buff on the battery, main battery. Reload time was down to 24 seconds. It was improved. HE shell damage is improved up to 5100. Armor piercing is improved to 8650. Penetration has been increased of the armor piercing shells by 18.5%. Ricochet angle for the armor piercing shells is reduced down to 45 degrees, and the main battery traverse speed was improved up to down to 36 seconds. Main battery shell grouping was improved by 7.5%, and the dispersion has been slightly reduced or improved there. And then we have the Italians, and they're at the point where the data for the Italian warriors is just enough to make the next move, and they're basically blanket buffing the researchable battleships with a couple more salvos per battle, and that would be a couple more salvos over a course of 15 minutes potentially. And they expect to give them a bit of an edge in both damage and popularity wise, and I think that they could also do that by introducing accuracy commander for the Italian battleships. We haven't seen that yet. The only one that we have is Littorio, Azure Lane Littorio. But the Tier 7 premium battleship Roma is going to get some love here, and she's been showing her age, and she did get a smoke generator, it looks like, as well as HE shell damage has been increased up to 5800. That generator's going in the third slot. Damage control party consumable has been increased up to 15 seconds. Repair party consumables is increased from 3 to 4. The catapult fighter, spotter, and enhanced secondary targeting consumables were moved from the third slot to the fourth. And if you've already used the Roma, the slot will be reset to the default choice, catapult fighter, when the update hits. Then we have main battery reload improvements for the Kavar Andrea Doria, which is improved. Main battery reload is improved to 27 seconds. Vittorio Veneto main battery reload has been improved to 31 seconds. And then we have the semi-armor piercing shells for the Italian cruisers as a test. An optional artillery module has been added, so I think you have to go and add this module to activate or have the semi-armor piercing shells become an option for your cruisers. I guess we'll see on Monday. But the Tier 4 Genova, Tier 5 Duca Costa, Tier 6 Abruzzi, and the Tier 6 Gorizia are the ships that are involved here, and it replaces HE shells with semi-armor piercing shells. And for the Abruzzi, it will also increase the main battery reload time. It will nerf it down to 10 seconds, and the upgrade is free. And they like to rally everyone who has these ships to try the semi-armor piercing modules so that they can get as much data as possible. Truth be told, they expect the first iteration to overperform, so that form may be cut down quite a bit if it overperforms a little bit too much, but it's too early to tell. And the aim of this edition is to spice up the tactics of both the cruisers and their opposition for more naval variety. And then we have the bug fixes here. First one is they fixed the camo coloring inconsistencies, and this is where different ship parts had different brightnesses of the paint job. Second one is they added camo to additional elements on the ship decks that missed the coloring. And then the smoke screens are now correctly staying visible on the tactical map whenever they are deployed. And then completed mission tasks that need to be achieved in a single battle now show progress correctly. All right. Other added visual improvements for water and weather for a grand total of 20 maps. And middle spawn points for shards maps were moved a bit farther from center. And then a mobile option here, I wasn't really sure. I think that is still in beta test. I hadn't heard that it was available in general, but all Tech Tree nations are now available, with the exception of aircraft carriers. Additionally, we've added a set of new missions to speed up the progress and let you play around with as many ships as possible. You may now receive notifications much like you do in the console version. Keep an eye out for those. All right. Stay independent and turn the tide. Well, that's it for the new update for June 2022, the summer update, the high roll. Looking forward to the new content and the new campaign. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.